Good afternoon, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors performing a video inspection at 2433 Cloy Avenue in Venice, California. Right now we're looking into the city sewer. This is located in the alley behind the house. The city sewer has been upgraded at some point in the past with a liner. We pull back, we see that liner as a layer, and then the connection to the city sewer itself appears to be acceptable. There might be a little bit of a cracking going on in there, but it's not affecting the system. This is the connection I am talking about, is the connection to the pipe itself at underneath the date on the left-hand side of the screen. This looks to be a field connection. It seems to be done all right. And then here is the first joint of the system. That joint looks to be holding up very well installed. Then here we have another joint in the system that also appears to be a little bit actually newer clay material. This is a very short section of pipe that they use to make the pipes line up with each other. So far, nothing that needs to be repaired in the line. Clay systems usually are only damaged by roots or earthquakes. They don't themselves inherently have a failure date on them. They can last indefinitely. They can do this because the material itself doesn't rust or corrode or decompose or erode away. It's a good material. It'll last as long as it doesn't get cracked or damaged by roots or earthquakes. So far, looking very, very good with this clay line. Nothing to call out, nothing that would need replacement. Here is an access point into the clay line. This is right where the pipe exits the house. We're making a pretty much direct shot here. I'm going to go ahead and say that this access point is outside of the house, in the back of the house, facing the alley. It's been tiled over in the past, so it's not really usable as an access point at this time, but there are no roots in the system. There's really no reason why you would have to do maintenance on the system, so that access point is okay to actually leave under the tile. It doesn't have to be broken up or damage the finished surface in order to access it at this time. I would advise that since clay pipe can get roots and will eventually get roots into the line, that the line be inspected every few years to see when they start to come in, and when it is at that time determined cleaning is needed, this access point can be re-exposed. So there we switch out of the clay and we go into the original cast iron pipe that's underneath the house. This cast iron pipe looks much older. It's probably around 80 years old, if I had to give a guess on it. Maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger. What we're looking at is just very heavy rust and corrosion in the pipe. Right here on the left side of the screen, it's starting to look like we might have worn through the bottom of the pipe here. And here especially. We start to see flakes of rust which look a little bit bigger than you typically see. It looks almost like the pipe wall, the wall of the cast iron pipe on the bottom of the pipe has actually worn through. I'm going to go ahead and say that there's a very high probability that sewer is able to escape the system at these locations where the pipe is like that. Here included. That's right where the pipe goes under the ground. So that's pretty much all of the pipe, the cast iron pipe, which is underground, or at that point. And here we'll continue. This pipe definitely looks older as well. It looks like it's been getting a little less use recently, but it's definitely been used a lot in the past. And then we switch into plastic. So they've replaced some of the cast iron under the house with plastic, and the reason why they did that was because it was probably leaking and they could see it, or was creating a smell or a damp area around the pipe. That was because the cast iron was able to allow sewage to escape the pipe itself, having rusted to a degree where holes were forming in the pipe. The portion of the cast iron line which went under the ground is no better off than the parts that they replaced. It was probably just not replaced because it's underground. This will be right where the plastic line ends off underneath the house, visible from the crawl space underneath the house. And a plumber really should come out and replace the cast iron pipe which hasn't been replaced yet. It's definitely due for it. This is a plastic material which is really a great material for sewer lines. So far, plastic is the best material available for putting in a sewer line. Predictions on how long plastic will last are place it at around 200 years of trouble-free use before it needs to be replaced. A little bit of cast iron there, and then we're back to plastic. Okay. This is where we entered the system today. The line carries on around underneath the house and then exits right out in that direction towards the alley and meets up with the city sewer about center of the alley behind the house. So just overall on this line, really everything outside of the house looks to be doing very, very well. All that I would recommend is that the pipe which is under the house be upgraded as soon as that could be done. That cast iron has definitely served its term and given as much life as it can be reasonably expected to give, considering that it's a metal material in association with water at all times. So after that cast iron is replaced, I would say that this line is pretty much 100%. Please see my written report for all final findings and recommendations. Williams Sewer Line Inspectors, thank you very much, and have a great day.